we've had the original scale for so long and it's worked so well. Why do we need a new scale? There were many reasons. There were many flaws to the original scale that needed correction. So the first and most obvious was that the original scale, when Elaine and Arthur designed it, is that it was meant to capture this one idea of sensitivity, of being a highly sensitive person. And when Elaine did her first sort of psychometric assessment of the scale that she developed, it seemed like she had developed the scale that measured this one idea of sensitivity. But as the scale got used in larger samples in different contexts, it became evident that the scale was actually measuring distinct facets of sensitivity, right? Sensitivity isn't just this one idea, it's actually a number of elements, right, that make up a highly sensitive person. And initially, when the scale was used in developed and Western countries, it seemed like there were three main facets to sensitivity, and many people will know these three facets. So they include ease of excitation, or EOE, low sensory threshold, LST, and aesthetic sensitivity, AES. Those seem to be the three main facets. And those have been the dominant three facets we've spoken about in terms of sensitivity research. But when the measures started to spread into different cultural contexts, it seemed like more facets began to emerge. So there was a study that was done in a Turkish population that suggested there were actually four facets to sensitivity. As part of my PhD, I looked at the original scale and administered it to eclectic multicultural samples within South Africa, which is really known for its multicultural context. And my research suggested that there were five different facets to sensitivity. So at that point, it became really confusing. How many facets are there to sensitivity? So that was part one of the reason why we needed to revise the scale, because there was so much confusion. The second is that as we've continued to do more sensitivity research, the crux of being a highly sensitive person appears to be depth of processing. That really seems to be the main feature. It's the quality of our processing, how deep we consider our environmental stimulation. That is the main characteristic of highly sensitive people. But if we look at the original scale now in hindsight, we see that most items don't actually measure depth of processing. What they measure is overwhelm.